everyone, and welcome to my crazy demonstration of what is going on in my brain that is like, and it's just over there. Let's get started, shall we? This is my 5th time recording this because it's just a lot, and I still keep missing the details, and I still keep coming up with more details, but here we go. Let's try our best. I made an epiphany this week. From last week, since uploading my video saying that, you know what, I'm not gonna try to, try so hard with this music thing. I'll just be a songwriter. I'll be freelance or something. Like, I'll do that. Since that post, I'm talking about my epiphany moment. If any of you guys are like really like trying to look in, I'm right here. Since uploading that video, my sister has responded to the video and was like, hey, how about this idea, like maybe poetry or something. And I'm not gonna lie, I've thought about this before already, and I just felt like I wasn't qualified enough, and I am not really a book person. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, but like, maybe not, I don't know. Sorry if I keep looking this way, it's just, I'm looking at myself because I'm a human. Yeah, so from then on, I was like, yeah, sure. No offense. But yeah. So the next day after that, I decided to take a break from like thinking and doing things and like forcing myself. Like, I was just like, let me just try to just chill and relax. I was watching Netflix and I was watching The Bullet Train with Brad Pitt and all the other A-list stars and cameos. And I was watching it for fun. I wasn't expecting them to have like all these metaphors. And I was just like, that's okay. All right. And the metaphors include fate and perspective and a little quinky dink. And we all know that there's no such thing as coincidences. So what happened was Brad Pitt's character's alias name that his agent person on the phone assigned for him was Ladybug for some reason. And he was like, oh man, Ladybug, why? And like, oh, because it's good luck. And she was like, yeah. And he was like, I don't have good luck. I always have bad luck. And she was just like, okay. Towards the end of the movie, he comes out alive. He makes it to the end. And yeah, all about perspective, all about basically fate. Can't control it. It's fate. Yeah, we have, free will, but when something's destined to be, then it's just destined to be. It's either one way or the other, and really, it's still kind of like the same. I'm rambling, but it's still kind of like in that area, And then after watching that, I was like, oh my god, that was so fun and that was so great. And I wanted to continue to chill and watch more Netflix. So I was like, let me watch a Korean drama because it's been a minute. And I watched one recently and I was like, this makes me miss the good old times. So I was like, let me watch another Korean drama. Something a little lighthearted so I don't like invest myself too much and distract myself and go into autopilot. So I started watching this drama called Because It's My First Life. And immediately we find that the main actress character, she is a freelance writer. And I was like, wow, universe, like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, how funny. Ha ha ha, what a coinky dink. Another one. So I was just like, shook. And as I watched the episode, I was like, I don't know why, but this is like, it just made me feel like I was watching like a tarot reading. Because, and this is how I'm gonna try to make it make sense for you guys, but it just felt like an extra confirmation that this was specifically like Karen, hello. I'm not saying that this is exactly what will happen in my life, but I'm just saying, like, it just, like, I just had a strange feeling that, like, oh, not only did I have one, two coincidences, but now this first episode is giving me a little bit of like is making me think a little bit more. From the first episode, we get the main lead character girl, quirky, creative, freelance writer, trying to make ends meet. Main lead character actor person, he is a very structural person. He works in web development. He's a robotic person, but just really just like and just and I gotta do this work and I gotta make ends meet. And he makes good money, but not enough in this day and age because nothing is ever enough. And basically they become roommates, but to make ends meet, maybe I shouldn't spoil it, but they fall in love. So yeah, and I just felt like it just felt like I was watching another tarot reading, because back in 2020 when we were in lockdown, I started falling into my rabbit hole of spiritual awakening and evolving and stuff. And I, when I could, had requests some people to do tarot reading for me or psychic reading. And for the romantic aspect, they always said that, once, things were a little bit more situated, I would meet a person through work or a work event, and we would become friends, and we would eventually become romantic partners, and this person is my soulmate. And I was like, oh my god, okay, cool. And I really try my best not to think about it so much because I have no idea where my life is going. I just know it's happening. So I just felt like it was just so strange that I was like, why does this feel like I'm watching another tarot reading for some reason? Like, I don't know. But I mean, there's more specifics to it, like personality wise of both people. But yeah, that's how I'm making sense. It's one of those like intuitions where it's just like, I don't know why, but I feel this. And yeah, whenever that happens, that's something. That's telling something. Yeah, where are we at in time? 8 minutes. We're doing a pretty good job, I think. Yeah. So that was my epiphany moment. After that whole entire day, I was like, something is up. Because coincidence, and then another coincidence. Like, it was just basically the universe just, as like, I wanted this day to be a relaxing day, and it was a great day. But it just felt like the universe is like, let me just put in some work. Let me just make her think about something. Because the time's now. And boy, was she right on time. Divine timing. Divine timing, if you will. You're so funny. Love you though. So anyways, oh my god, brain fart. No, Karen. I was like, this is so like, it was just, she was just really like, I said, the gears, let's stop today. So I was like, and then she really was just like, let me just throw a pebble in there. Let me just like accidentally like bump into the switch. And then she started in my brain again. And I was like, something's up. Something is, you know what? Maybe I should take a look into being a writer, being in the writing life. And so I was like, okay. And I was still trying to fight with myself of like, but music, but songwriting. And then the more that I kept thinking about it, the more I was like, oh, so basically this was me all along, is what you're trying to say. So here I'm telling you the nitty gritty, 10 minutes in, telling you the nitty gritty of how I came to be realizing this. Because it is, I really want you guys to understand and just really be like, wow, like your brain, like, I'm just so excited and I just want to be like, hello, do you guys not see this? Like, this is so crazy. Because it's crazy. So, get ready to take this trip with me. Okay, we're going to start off with lyric songwriting. I, from a very young age, have always written songs, I guess. I've always been writing lyrics. I don't know where I have my first songbook, composition book, but I wrote a couple lyrics in there with songs like of the background music or music that already exists. So basically parodies. Yeah, basically I would make parodies. And yeah, the words I came up with on my own, but the sound in the background were from existing songs already. And I think I've always had like a thing for words because I put words hold meaning because I'm dramatic. Words hold meaning, self-expression. Words are basically spells. Music is healing. Magic. Words. The music, it just helps enhance. The words are just touching. So yeah, that was my way of expressing myself. That was my own little like thing of being, that was my own little niche, I guess, in a way. So that was my way of self-expression. That was my way of releasing things that were pent up in me. Even after writing this whole entire thing for a hot second, I was like, well, I don't really need to record this. But then I was like, I'm hyped. So I gotta tell you guys about this. Self-expression, release, letting things go, putting down your walls, like putting it out there. Vulnerability leads to vulnerability. I feel like the more we become vulnerable and everything and just be like sensitive and just accepting of that, then you just become more open-minded and just allow more flow, open dialogue. And with all of that, there is an easier way to have change happen or evolution happen for you. But I just put change because it's times are changing, basically. Yeah. And now we're going into the little like hints here and there of like, it was in you all along. So also as a young kid who was writing and everything, I was also a kid who, I wasn't writing every day, by the way. Like, obviously I've been writing for a while on and off, but it's still, that was like my consistent thing, me writing. Anyways, as a child, I also was pretty like into magazines because as even though I'm not much of a book person, I do like magazines. I like seeing pictures and I like reading articles. I like reading flyers and posters. I even like, even now, I still enjoy reading all of these little tidbits and everything. Even now, I just want to add that I am that person who reads the people's recipes, stories, like the story that they have before the actual recipe part. I am that person who reads it. I enjoy reading it. It helps me understand and know that if their recipe is something that I'm looking for when I'm making a certain type of dish or food, the same thing. So yeah, human connection, human relation, stories, recipes. Besides articles and everything, I also put people's concerns because people are complex beings. Interviews, like especially when you're really like interested in somebody, you kind of like want to know their thought process too. Questions come from interviews. You have to have questions to interview someone. And curiosity, because curiosity in general, because you just want to know all the, you just want to know. Endless learning. And with curiosity, you write ideas. I wrote ideas a lot when I was young. I have like notepads full of different ideas and small little booklets full of random ideas or things that I write down. Wish lists, goals are constant, like always writing that down. That's something that everyone does. These are mostly things that everyone do. Journaling that I started a little bit late in life, but after high school I started journaling. But before journaling, I had notepads, so yeah. Post-its, because post-its, and I love to leave little messages for myself around random places. And that also led me to future letters, because I have always been, again, from a young age, I wrote future letters to myself. And yeah, I don't know why, like, these things are just, I feel like, a telltale sign of me unconsciously, subconsciously just being like, it was just always innate in me that these things were there. These were the clues, and I was just not seeing it. For some strange reason, probably the media being like, you gotta be a star. And I was just like, yeah, I wanna be a star. But really, it was like, no, these are your real interests. And then we go into Korean culture, because from a young age, again, Korean drama, they're great. Korean dramas. Hence Epiphany Moment too. The stories, amazing. I retain things well when there's like a story. Like someone, it could be through someone's story, it could be about learning history, learning someone's history, the world history, the culture. It just helps better like see an overview of how things have changed and evolution, and then like how do you learn from those mistakes. And also I read a English teacher's blog back in middle school. A blog in middle school. I was reading, I was trying to keep up to date. Like, I went out of my own way and read this blog on my own, and I learned about Korean skincare, and I got into the beauty world, the cosmetic world, and got my cosmetology license because of that. But I don't use it anymore because people in this world are crazy. Which, observing people, history, like the stories, the evolution of time, observing people, questioning why they do the things that they do. I've always been a quiet person, observing people. But even though if you're a quiet person, you still have thoughts, you still have things that you want to say. And that was something that this girl that I met, a little like another like, random moment, but okay, I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that little pocket of information, a little nugget from the universe. There was this girl that I met at Rec Philly back when I was like, you guys, I found this thing, I'm gonna do this, and I'm not a part of them anymore. But there was this girl that I met at Rec Philly, and her stage name was Starfire. And I was waiting in line. We were waiting in line to get our portfolio pictures done for them. And she said, like, you're a quiet person, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. Even though I was like, I want to do music because it makes me happy. She was like, you seem like a quiet person. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, usually it's the quiet ones that have a lot to say, that have something important to say. And I was like, you're so and I was also just like that was so random, but like I've never in my life, so I was just like, oh my god, that's so sweet, and thank you so much, and I will forever hold that in my heart. So yeah, just a little like another like ding ding ding. Observing people, mirroring people, we are reflections of each other. Empathy, because I'm very sensitive to people and for people. And with all that being said, with the amount of observing people, there is, in a way, that you can't help but observe yourself as well, and being like, as much as you like are judging on what is everything that is happening outside of you, there's like an internal like, but there's obviously a way that someone else is thinking the same thing towards me. Like, how do I make that better. So always constant self-reflection. That's how we grow. Growth, basically, self-reflection. So from self-reflection comes the universe, because we are a reflection of one another. We are the universe experiencing itself. A piece of the universe is within us, and the universe is around us. We are all connected. As above, so below. I don't remember where this came from, but it's in a lot of sayings from the olden days. And it makes sense. It is true. And it sounds mysterious and cool. And that almost kind of rhymes. Yeah, anyways, planets shifting and aligning. This is where I'm kind of like going like from the nitty gritty to like and it's a bigger picture. Planets shifting and aligning. Basically like retrograde, zodiac seasons, like the planets moving in from different signs and stuff. So basically like your birth chart, the moment you were born, the way the stars were aligned, the way the planets were aligned, those aspects in that moment become flesh, and that's you, a human. Yeah, so universe as above, so below. There you go. Another rhyme. Societal standards, and this goes into societal standards and constructs, because we have the way that the stars and the planets are shifting, and us having our own placements. Like we have like our own like clock, and then the whole world has a whole like clock, and when this certain like planet moves, that planet within us also gets like, I'm feeling a certain way. That's so strange. Kind of like with the moon, with the tides. The moon gets closer. The tides are like, I'm moving towards the moon and stuff like that. I'm trying to make it as easy understanding without being like, I don't know what I'm talking about either, but that's basically the gist of it. Yeah. And we're all made of mostly water. Water is life. And God is water? Question mark? We're not gonna get into that. We are not a religious channel. Age of Aquarius, because evolution, revolution, yeah, we're in that area of time. Have you seen the world lately? Makes sense. If you want to know more about it, you can look it up yourself, because that's a loaded question. Yeah, and from our birth charts and everything and societal standards and constructs, we have not a byproduct, but like a great example is from our history, and I put / history. Baby boomers, millennials, Gen Zs, Gen Alpha. You can find out which one you are by your Pluto placement in your birth chart, if you know what your birth chart is and where your planets are placed in what signs and houses and stuff like that. But so basically Pluto placement, millennials, Pluto place is in Scorpio. So like the aspect, you have to really think about the aspect of Pluto and the aspect of Scorpio. And basically that's a whole generation. You guys kind of have like the same mindset, the same like, that's why we're grouped together for that. And Gen Z, ours, Pluto is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is more like freedom and you can't tie me down, and in that area, which is why I keep fighting with myself, and I'm like, I don't want this social construct. Age of Aquarius. I don't want this social construct. The standards, the system, it does not apply to today's day and age, Age of Aquarius. And it just is not making sense anymore. This like everything is crumbling, and we're here to be like, let it fall, let it fall, let it fall, because this is not the direction that we want to go in. We're moving forward. The old system is not working now. We have to change with the times. Gen Alpha is the generation after us. Theirs is Pluto placement is, I want to say Capricorn, but with how Capricorns are, they're very like do the work. They're very just like, this is how I'm gonna this is how I'm gonna get things done. This is what I see overall. And even though they're younger than us, you know, the ones who are level-headed, they know what they're talking about, basically. They're the ones watching everyone else being like, ah, like running around with like headless chickens. They're the ones like, come on, people, get it together. Oh my God, I've been telling you. So really, we should listen to them. Yeah. I think I got everything. This is just like planet placements and stuff. Oh yeah. Well, I just wanted to. Well, this is not really that important because I don't really know much about this. But Saturn moving into Pisces, which is basically today slash tomorrow, because the full moon is in Virgo. Saturn is moving into Pisces. Saturn has been in, I forget what sign was before that, for the longest time, for the past 5 years. So for the past 5 years, basically, we've been living as a society in autopilot in a way. Like we were still kind of like clouded from the vision. And now things are clearing up. And we're like, huh, now why did I do that? Now, why did I do that? For me to now realize this was the clear answer this whole time. So I'm just saying perfect timing. Yeah. Epiphany. This is crazy. And the universe, like, everything is just so connected. And I'm just happy to have documented this. I'm happy to share this all with you. What a turbulent time, but also very exciting, very unknown and scary. But it's weird because it's kind of like, okay. Like I'm like there's no resistance. It's just like I think I'm just so like, oh my God, you guys, this is so crazy. And just so amazed by it because yes, normally I would be like, oh my God, you guys are so crazy. But I would also be very much like questioning and resisting with the fact that like, huh? Are you sure? Like now I'm just like, okay, I will walk blindly into this hole, into this, like that scene from Divergent where she gets like placed into her group and they're like, okay, for people who are in this group, to prove it or whatever, you gotta jump into this hole. And she jumped into the hole. She was caught by the net, but she wasn't afraid or anything. She was just like, okay. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I hope that was interesting. I hope that was exciting. Yeah. What am I gonna do with writing? I have no idea, but we are gonna go on that journey together. But I'm excited. Yay! And if any of you guys are feeling the same way, where it's just like, I'm realizing things, you're not crazy. It's all of us. This is an exciting time to be alive, isn't it? Okay, I'm done. I need to stop rambling. It's about to be 30 minutes. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Sorry for the late video. I'm literally recording this on the day that I have to upload it. Okay, I seriously need to go. Okay, bye.